What could have happened if Sons of Anarchy didn't end with Season 7? Today on Movie Recap Pro, we're diving into some predictions about what might have happened in Season 8. So, what if Jax Teller didn't actually die in the finale? While Sons of Anarchy ends with Jax riding into an 18-wheeler, some fans think he fakes his death to escape the never-ending cycle of violence. If Season 8 existed, it could totally dive into this alternate reality where Jax is alive, hiding under a new identity far from charming. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let's picture this. Jax, presumed dead by SAMCRO and the cops, starts over somewhere remote, maybe in a quiet little town where no one knows his past. He tries to live a normal life, working some low-key job, growing a beard, and attempting to leave the outlaw world behind. But let's be real, Jax is the outlaw world, and it's only a matter of time before trouble finds him. Maybe an old enemy recognizes him. Maybe Abel grows up and starts asking questions, or maybe SAMCRO is falling apart under Chibs' leadership and they need their former president back. Whatever the reason, Jax has to return, forcing him to decide. Does he stay hidden and protect his family from afar? Or does he reclaim his place in the club? This would perfectly set a Season 8 based on Jax's exile and could explore redemption, identity, and whether escaping your past is even possible. Can Jax truly walk away from the Sons of Anarchy, or was he always destined to die an outlaw? One of the biggest unresolved issues in Sons of Anarchy Season 7 is the murder of Jury White, the president of the Indian Hills Charter. Jax, convinced that Jury betrayed the club, shoots him without hesitation, despite Jury insisting he's innocent. This decision creates serious tension, and if Jax somehow survives or fakes his death, Season 8 could focus on the aftermath, leading to a war between different Sons of Anarchy charters. Jury is a respected leader, and his death doesn't go unnoticed. Many club members already question Jax's leadership in Season 7, and after he's gone, those doubts only grow stronger. Chibs, now in charge of SAMCRO, has to deal with the fallout. Indian Hills and other charters want justice, seeing Jax's actions as reckless and dishonorable. This could push the club toward an internal war, forcing members to choose between loyalty to SAMCRO or standing with the charters who believe Jax's rule was corrupt. Meanwhile, Jax, living in exile under a new identity, tries to stay away from the club's problems. But when he hears about the conflict he started, he faces a difficult choice. Does he come back to fix what he broke, or does he stay hidden, knowing returning could cost him his freedom or his life? A storyline centered on Jury's revenge would explore club politics, loyalty, and the long-lasting consequences of Jax's choices. Even if he's gone, his actions continue to shape SAMCRO's future. Many fans still argue over whether killing Jury was justified or one of Jax's biggest mistakes, keeping the debate alive. So with Jax gone, Chibs steps in as SAMCRO's new president. Season 8 could have explored just how he handles this massive shift in power. The club is already in chaos after Jax's death, and now it's up to Chibs to steer it in some kind of direction. But the big question is, can he make the club better, or is it just too far gone? Chibs isn't exactly the new blood Jax tried to be. He's more old school, loyal to the club's roots. He understands the importance of tradition, but with everyone watching SAMCRO closely, especially rival clubs like the Mayans, Chibs can't afford to keep doing things the old way. The Mayans, Niners, and even the Irish Kings are all a potential threat now that SAMCRO is weak. So Chibs would have to make some tough calls, fight to maintain the club's dominance, or try to negotiate a more peaceful existence. Either way, it's a no-win situation. Internally, Chibs faces even more pressure. Some members of the club might question his ability to lead, especially after Jax's controversial reign. People like Tig or even Juice could challenge him, believing the club needs a more aggressive leader. On top of all that, there's the Irish to deal with, who might come back for revenge after Jax's betrayal. Season 8 around Chibs would dive deep into whether SAMCRO can survive under his leadership or if it's doomed to repeat the same mistakes. Some fans still argue whether Chibs was the right choice or if the club was just too broken to save. Either way, it would have been an intense ride. Happy Loman is one of those characters on Sons of Anarchy who always flies under the radar, but still has one of the most mysterious vibes. He's the club's enforcer, the guy you call when you need something done. No questions asked. But the more we see of him, the more we start wondering, what's the deal with Happy's past? If Season 8 had happened, it could have dug deep into Happy's backstory and uncovered some seriously dark secrets about his life before SAMCRO. Throughout the series, Happy's pretty much the guy who doesn't talk much, doesn't show emotion, and just gets the job done. We all know he's a hitman for the club, but what if that's just the tip of the iceberg? Let's imagine if the show had explored Happy's life before the Sons. Maybe he was working with other dangerous criminal organizations. Maybe he did some pretty messed up stuff that SAMCRO didn't even know about. It could have been insane to see Happy's past come back to bite him in the present, with enemies from his earlier life showing up to settle scores. But the big question is, how loyal is Happy really? We always see him as a ride-or-die club member, but is he in it just because he's stuck, or is there something deeper going on? Secrets are secret for a reason. Season 8 could have pushed Happy's loyalty to the test, showing if he's truly all about the club, or if he has other motivations we don't know about. His past could have come back to haunt him in a way that would make the whole club question whether they really know who Happy is. Finally, let's talk about Abel. The final scene of Sons of Anarchy Season 7 shows Jax's son holding his father's SAMCRO ring, and it leaves us all wondering, is Abel going to end up just like his dad? A lot of fans think that a potential Season 8 could have fast-forwarded to show Abel as a teenager or young adult, grappling with the son's legacy and all the heavy stuff that comes with it. And I am burdened with glorious purpose. Let's think about it. Abel grows up knowing that his dad was the president of SAMCRO, and with that comes a world of violence, betrayal, and crime. Fans speculate that Abel might feel a lot of internal conflict. Is he supposed to follow in Jax's footsteps, or does he want out of the club life completely? Get me out of here. Imagine him as a teen holding the same ring his dad did, maybe struggling with whether he should accept the family legacy or try to break free from it. That internal battle could be very intense. Abel, just like Jax, would have to figure out if he wants to carry the weight of that ring, or if it's a constant reminder of everything messed up in his family's history. But here's the thing. The pull of SAMCRO might be hard to ignore. Sons of Anarchy shows us that once you're in, it's hard to get out. So Abel might find himself torn between rejecting the club and becoming part of it. Imagine him going through the same cycle as Jax, getting pulled into the club's drama and violence, trying to find his way, and dealing with the fact that being a teller means living a life full of consequences and fear. Chibs, as the new SAMCRO president, could definitely play a huge role in Abel's story. Would he guide him to the club, or would he try to protect Abel from the same tragic fate that destroyed his dad? The potential for Abel to either rise above or fall into the same pattern as his father would make for one heck of a season. The next generation has been born into our family. With Sons of Anarchy wrapping up after 7 epic seasons, the show is still a legendary chapter in TV history. It dives deep into themes like brotherhood, loyalty, and the messy fallout of living that outlaw life. SAMCRO's story is still sparking debates and keeping fans hooked even years later. Thanks for watching Movie Recap Pro. See you next time.